Listen, you don't need it, and neither did I. Hey besties, and welcome back to another Sustainability Sunday, where I teach you how to live life a little bit more sustainably without changing your way of life or breaking the bank. If you keep hearing a hammering noise, I apologize. My neighbors are hammering something, apparently. Listen. So I know that most sustainability content tells you that you should replace whatever you have with a more sustainable option. I know that I tell you not to do that. Use what you have because that's more sustainable. But I also know it's tax season, so it's tax return season, so you're getting some money so you want to spend it on stuff. I get it. But why spend your money on things that you won't actually use? I stopped buying all of this. And I'm not going to say that it necessarily made my life better, but it definitely made it more sustainable, less wasteful, and left more money in my pocket. I stopped buying fast fashion. When I was in college, Forever 21 and H&M were my everything. That's where I did all of my shopping. Now, if I need clothes, which I've been on a weight loss journey, so I have needed to buy clothes, I buy them from the thrift store. Genuinely. I buy clothes from the thrift store, or to save money, I go to Nordstrom Rack and I will buy nicer clothes from there. Basic black t-shirt. Back in the day, I would have gotten this from Forever 21 or H&M. It would have been, what, $5, $10, something like that? Fallen apart almost immediately. It would last, what, 1 wash, 2 washes? This is from Madewell and I got it for $10 at Nordstrom Rack. So I would say that that's definitely a good deal given the fact that I've washed this multiple times and it has not fallen apart. Same price H&M would have charged, much better quality. It's the boots theory. Invest up front, you won't have to keep spending money. All of my jeans used to give out in the thighs. Now, I have jeans that I bought from Nordstrom Rack that are designer jeans that, yeah, I spent like $85 on some, but they don't give out. I got a pair of really good quality jeans from Nordstrom Rack for $10 the other day. I'm pretty sure they were good American. I think that's what it is. $10 at Nordstrom Rack. The thighs are not going to give out on them. On that note, I also really don't buy whatever the trendy clothing option is anymore. I used to definitely lean into trends. I did. Now, not so much. If I'm only going to wear something once or twice, I'm probably not going to get it. The exception to that is when I buy like a Christmas dress, a Thanksgiving dress, an Easter dress, but then I wear it every year for that holiday. Pretty much, if I wouldn't wear it regularly, and I don't think that it would last me very long, I don't buy it anymore. Saves me money and saves waste. So this next one is half true. Let me explain. I don't buy just in case groceries anymore, but I also do. I don't say, oh, we don't have spinach, so I should buy spinach and put it in the fridge for it to wilt. But I will say, hey, let me stock up on frozen meals or on boxed mac and cheese or something like that for when I'm having a low spoons day, because hi, I have a chronic illness. So because of that, I always have some type of backup option. But for my actual groceries, we meal plan. I figure out what we're going to eat that week, and then we buy that. That way we don't have all this food going to waste. Yeah, I could stock up on fruit every single week and all fresh vegetables instead of frozen vegetables every single week. They're gonna go bad, and that's gonna cause a lot more food waste, so I don't do it. If it's not in the meal plan or a low spoon day staple backup item, I don't buy it. Unless there's a surprise sale. Then I'll buy it and I'll just rework the meal plan. I have another one that has an exception. I have stopped buying duplicates, except for very specific things. Like for example, I have my favorite mug. When I lived with a family member, they broke the mug, so I had to buy a replacement. Luckily, they still sold the mug at that point, so I got the same mug. And then when we moved in here, my husband dropped it and broke it. So we had to get a replacement again. At this point, they no longer sell the mug. It was from Anthropology. Anthropology no longer sells that mug. So he tracked one down on eBay and ordered it for me. And then we went to the thrift store and we just happened to find the exact same mug at the thrift store. So we bought it as a backup, so that in case anything happens to this mug, I have another one of it. I also love adding flavors to my coffee or my soda. The Tarani sugar-free vanilla gives me life, and I go through a lot of it. So yeah, I'll buy backups of that because I know for a fact I go through it very quickly. But I feel like that's the difference. Those are backups. They're not duplicates. This is my water bottle. I do also have a plastic YouTube one, And I have some of the metal swell bottles that used to be trendy. This is the last water bottle that I purchased, and I do not intend to purchase anymore because I do not need any more. For the record, this I use for water, my YouTube one I use for liquid IV, and my metal swell bottle I use for tea. They all have a purpose. Now, you could argue that even that is excessive. You don't really need multiple different water bottles. As you see, I have different purposes for all of them. But then I open Instagram or TikTok and I see the girls that have shelves and shelves just full of Stanleys. What is going on? You don't need that many of the same item. You don't need duplicates. Again, a backup is different if it's something that you have a very strong attachment to, or it's a product that is perishable and you use up all the time, like my syrup for my soda and coffee. Okay, you can get a backup, but you don't need a duplicate. This was a big one. And I feel like this may feel like a personal attack on a lot of you. Or at least in January it would have. I've stopped buying items to help me get my life together and get organized. I don't buy planners, I don't buy organizers. And that means for things around the house as well. But sometimes I do. Listen, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that I just bought a vacuum sealing compression bag yesterday. I'd be lying if I said I don't have drawer organizers in my drawers and in my pantry. But I don't just buy them. I plan out what I'm going to need, and then I get ones that suit what I need. And that's only if I don't have something around the house that works for it already. For example, in my bathroom, I needed something to put hair clips in, but I also needed something to put hair ties in and something to put bobby pins in. I went to Dollar Tree and got a 3-section organizer, because I knew that that's what I needed. I didn't let myself get distracted by all the organizational supplies and buy them all because it's fun. It is fun, but it causes more waste. You don't need all those items. Figure out what actually you need for your space and then get exactly that. And of course, whenever you're able, use what you already have. Honestly, this also goes for planners, because I love planners. I am a planner girl through and through. My problem with planners though is I never actually wrote in them. They looked so pretty, I didn't want to ruin them by actually writing in them. And then when I did, they're big. They are big and bulky. I don't carry a big, bulky purse anymore. I carry this guy now, which next to my head looks a lot bigger than it actually is, but it's just a little guy. I cannot even fit my vlog camera into my purse, okay? Everyone told me to just use the calendar app on my phone, but that doesn't work for me. I need to physically write things down to remember them. So I got an app for my iPad. I know that sounds like a question, but to me, it was a why didn't I do this sooner? I write things down in the planner app on my iPad, actually physically writing them. And then I have the app on my phone as well, even on my watch. I used to spend, what, $90 every year on the new Erin Condren planner, but at the end of the year, that just gets thrown away. That's just waste. For most people, just inputting it into your phone is probably more than enough. I'm the type that needs to physically write things down, which is why I need to use my iPad. But if you don't have an iPad, using your phone should be good enough for most people. You know yourself better than I do. You might be exactly like me though. You might need to write things down. And in that case, I use GoodNotes and I downloaded a planner for it and everything links to my calendar and it's great. It's amazing. I'm obsessed. But for most people, you don't need that. For most people, you can put in your calendar and it works just as well. I have also been on a very, very, very low buy this year. Practically a no buy. Did the same thing last year too, when it comes to beauty. If you're new here, this started as a beauty channel. I love makeup, I love beauty. Ulta and Sephora just had sales and I didn't buy a single thing because I don't need them right now. I have so much in my collection that I can just go through. I see some girls having an entire shower full of different Tree Hut body scrubs and body washes and shaving oil. Could never be me. Would have been back in the day. Could never be me now. I choose one scent and I stick to it. If you're curious, right now I'm using their Santal scent, but I also am partial to their vanilla. I pick scents that go with my favorite perfumes. I don't need a collection of 12 different scent body scrubs or shave oils or body washes to be like, huh, what perfume do I want to wear today? So many things have gone viral that I've wanted to try, but I haven't. Tear Cushion Foundation, I'm looking at you. I also don't always buy things in bulk anymore. Certain things I definitely do, but there's some things that I'm not gonna use up in the time period that it's good for. I was at BJ's the other day, which is kind of like Costco, same thing. And they had a giant container of salsa, like the size of my head. That's way more cost effective, but I would never go through all of that before it goes bad. I know I tell y'all that buying things in bulk, if you have the money up front, is the way to go. But not always. I would not buy perishables in bulk, except for tofu. I do buy that in bulk and then I freeze it. I'm vegan. 98% of the food that I eat involves tofu. Like yes, I'll get my electrolyte powders in bulk. Yes, I'll get toilet paper in bulk, but I'm not gonna get everything in bulk. Only things that I know we will go through. We are a household of 2 people and a cat. I stopped buying disposable cleaning products. And by that, I mean I don't buy Swiffer pads anymore. I literally just take a microfiber cloth and I put it on my Swiffer. And then I wash the cloth. Actually, you know what? I don't buy disposables in general anymore. I don't buy disposable cotton rounds or cotton balls. I have reusable cotton rounds. I don't buy Q-tips because I have the reusable one. I don't buy paper plates or plastic cups. A, because I have ones that I can wash. But B, we had a cookout. I want to say it was my 30th birthday. I'm 33 now. On my 30th birthday, we had a cookout that we bought all this for, and we still have it. I hate to say this, and I'm not going to tell y'all to do the same thing, but I've stopped ordering food. I don't mean any food in general, but I mean, I used to order Uber Eats multiple times a week, and I've stopped that. It was a lot of money. It put a lot more waste out there, and I have food in my fridge that is perfectly fine. Why was I constantly ordering Uber Eats? Although a big part of that is when I worked at a bank, we would Uber Eats coffee every morning, and then I would Uber Eats myself lunch. This is one that I didn't even realize I was doing. But when I realized it and I stopped doing it, it changed everything. I stopped buying things for the person that I want to be instead of the person that I am. If I need a new pair of jeans and I tried one on and it was a little squeezy and I couldn't fit into it comfortably, I'd be like, oh, okay, like they're my goal jeans for losing weight. I used to do that all the time. I feel like most millennial women were raised knowing that we had our goal clothes that we were trying to lose weight to fit into. Our parents and society ingrained that in us, their parents and society ingrained that in them. Or just like people talk about saving their nice china for when they have certain guests over. Use it. You own it. You don't need to buy something that is aspirational, like, oh, when this fancy event happens, we can use this. Buy something for yourself now that you will actually use. I live in an apartment. I cannot buy the Home Depot 12-foot skeleton, no matter how much I want to. When I eventually have a house, I will have a Home Depot 12-foot skeleton, but I'm not gonna buy it now because that's not me. And then finally, I stopped buying things just because I needed a dopamine hit. As a neurodivergent and chronically ill girl, I spent a lot of time shopping. The days that I couldn't get out of bed because I was just very unwell, yeah, I would probably be scrolling on my phone on Amazon. The days that I had 0 dopamine or serotonin, store-bought dopamine. I wish I could tell you some simple fix to get that dopamine without shopping, but there isn't one. I personally will add things to my cart and not check out, or I'll scroll through Facebook Marketplace and or look on our Buy Nothing group. I know I preach Buy Nothing groups all the time, but that's how I've gotten a lot of stuff and I still get that dopamine hit. You know, sometimes you are out and you really, really, really need that dopamine hit. Buy gum, buy mints, buy a candy bar, buy a drink. I'm partial to buying any type of caffeine. The amount of times that I've gone to Target and I just grab the icebreaker sours because those watermelon sour icebreakers are one of my favorite treats. I get the dopamine hit. And I only spent, what, less than $2? And it's something that's not going to go to waste because I'm about to start eating them. Literally, as soon as I check out, as soon as that receipt is in my hand, I'm gonna have one. At the end of the day, we don't need to buy better products. We as a society need to buy less. That was definitely my problem. I know that for a lot of people, as soon as that tax return hits, that money is burning a hole in your pocket. Don't be tempted to buy things just because you have that money. I'm not saying never buy anything. I'm just saying be more intentional with what you purchase. In the past, I've been known to use my tax return to get a new camera. Twice, actually. I know how it feels to want to just spend it as soon as you get it, but be intentional. Being intentional made a much bigger difference than buying any eco-friendly product did. At the end of the day, to live more sustainably, you don't need to overhaul your entire life. That's not realistic. If you try overhauling your entire life, you're not gonna stick to it. It means looking inward more. And I stopped some of those habits that weren't serving me. And yeah, it can be hard at first. They say it takes 30 days to build a habit. Well, after 30 days, these were like second nature to me. And of course, my bank account is also very grateful for that. I know, she's a content creator. She gets stuff sent to her for free. Her opinion doesn't count. I do get some things sent to me for free, but that doesn't mean that I'm not being intentional about things. I'm not on every PR list. I don't get every product sent to me. I don't get Poppy sent to me. That's a struggle for me. Poppy, hi, please sponsor me. I may just be your biggest fan. I still do everything in my power to create less waste. That's what everything boils down to, saving our planet. All right, besties, let me know. What did you stop buying when you decided to start living more sustainably? Tell me in the comments below because I would love to hear other people's opinions on this. If you like this, make sure to subscribe. I put new videos every Wednesday, Sunday, and then alternating Mondays and Fridays. Sundays are sustainability Sundays, so come around here on Sundays for new sustainability content. We have a good time. When you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell. Otherwise, YouTube will never tell you when I post new videos. It's a little bit broken like that. If that tax return is burning a hole in your pocket and you feel like helping to support the channel, I do have a Patreon and a Ko-fi. I will link both of them below, and I will love you forever. I also have a Discord that I will link below. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I know what I like, baby, I like you. Miss American Pie with